this just fantasy or is this Conan the Barbarian number 8? So this is a continuation from last issue, of course, where Conan is now possessed by the ghosts from the black stone, the chunk of black stone that they stole in their little heist. I got the cover by Patch Zurchers, who is doing a great Solomon Kane story in Savage Sword of Conan right now, and so fun to see that connection there. But I believe he's drawing Cull, not Conan, so maybe a hint at the future, maybe. Absolutely. Anyway, here we are. We're moving forward. So, continuing with the habit of showing the life with Belit before, while they were pirates, before they died, or before she died, and just, like really building up how important that relationship was and how more or less like they were, he had truly found like his match, his equal, and so had she. It's all very tragic, and even made even more so by the fact that our poor buddy here is possessed. And it's really fascinating, just because I don't know, when I first read this, I was like, okay, what's happening now? How's he gonna get out of this one? And it goes in a direction I could not have guessed, and I'm curious what other people think about it. I'm open to it because, it's a character that you can always re-zero. You can always get back to their kind of default state pretty easily by just being like, all right, now here's another story about them, if you don't like how something goes. And it's easy to just kind of focus on the stories you like and ignore the ones you don't, because who the fuck cares about continuity, especially when it comes to Conan the Barbarian. But yeah, we got Doug Braithwaite on art again, and this is actually his last turn for now, although I believe he's going to be returning for some more issues later on this year. But he's just doing another great job, and Conan's just zombie walking through town, and continuing the great efforts of Doug Braithwaite. Just all the little details in the periphery and in the characters, the design of things. It's all still working really well. It's all still looking good. We have Conan, I believe, stabbing the stone or the creature or whatever you want to call it in a couple of issues ago, and the significance of the sword he used is not to be underplayed or underestimated, and it's because it's an ancient Pictish blade that I think belonged to to the famous Pictish king, and that's like the sword that Brissa identified as being significant, and we get a little bit of story of how he managed to get it. But now it's gone. He actually hawked it when he was depressed and drunk, and he now needs to find it. So the part of him that's still Conan is sometimes in the driver's seat, but he's gonna hunt down that sword. And I mean, just as a story on its own, even though he is possessed by 3 ghosts, because it takes 3 ghosts to possess him, I just love the basic concept of Conan the Barbarian needs to track down a sword that he hawked from a pawn shop and like kind of chase it down. I don't know. I think that's great. I think that's that has the potential to be very comedic, but it's also just like an interesting kind of journey that he could go, like, or not even journey, just like uh I just like it as a concept. But yeah, the fact that he's possessed is adding even more kind of insanity to it. Yeah, just great color work, and I just, yeah, it's an enjoyable read, and there's a great balance of the kind of flavor text by Jim Zub and dialogue, as well as the the art telling the story. And yeah, I think they're just very well made comics, these, like these Titan ones. And purists may not enjoy, may have issues with the story, because I think I've heard from a few people who were like, I don't like this new Titan stuff. And that's great, because there's plenty of Conan out there for you to like. You can read the original Robert E. Howard stories. You know, those are set in stone, as it were. Those don't change. You can just enjoy those, or you can read adaptations of Robert E. Howard's books, and just and or you can read the old Marvel stuff, the old Dark Horse stuff, the newer Marvel stuff, whatever. Yeah, so just, yeah, there's so much out there for Conan the Barbarian fans. You can find something that you like, and enjoy it. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, he's beating up this poor kid, and just chops him clean in half. Which, what a great, that's a great panel. Also, we see this poor dude's undies. You know, not, it's really embarrassing when that's how your life ends. Also, I love how the specificity of, like, he has his arm up like this, and then he comes, and like his other arm's down here, and he comes chopping through, and we see that his, like, part of his arm got is chopped as well as his torso, but he cuts clean through this guy. And now this guy is like, this thing that's come into my shop is insane. What am I gonna do? And so then Conan basically goes on kind of a rampage, sort of a 2-page spread, but not quite there. But anyway, it's his. This is the montage of him tracking down guy after guy. You know, you know, and possibly kid after kid, splitting skulls and stuff to try to track down this sword. And I remember reading this and being like, okay, he gets the sword, and is it gonna, like, free him of the ghosts or what? But he ends up finding it to it's a museum where he can, where it's being placed, because it's an ancient sword, so it's of cultural significance. But yeah, Conan basically makes his needs and his demands pretty well understood. And like I've said before, like, the one issue I have during these Doug Braithwaite issues is sometimes I feel like the coloring's just a little too intrusive, a little too modern, and I would have liked something that was a little more organic feeling. But having been with it a couple issues, I've kind of gotten into the rhythm of it, and it doesn't bother me as much. Yes, and then Conan in I guess his thought palace, which his thought palace is apparently empty, and he, yeah, is hatching a plan that we don't fully get a sense of, but we know that he needs that sword, and we understand that he's being, like, psychically accosted during all of this, and it's very rare that he has a foothold in what he is doing, because, like, here, when his eyes clear, he's like, oh, it's him, it's me, and he's broken free, and you think that's that's the end of it. But the ghosts are still there, and like they're still going to take control. An unbreakable pact painted in bright blood and moonlight. So there's some magic going on that I feel like will probably get explained later. But yeah, in the moonlight, he has his sword, and Belit is talking to him from beyond the grave, and then Conan stabs himself in the fucking chest. Not in the heart, it doesn't seem, because that would definitely kill him. But he gets stabbed in the chest, and he like kind of passes into the spirit world, as it were. But yeah, that's a fucking crazy move. And he fucking disappears. So where did he go? The book isn't ending here, but that is a crazy move. Jim Zub, you're a madman. But I am after reading that, I was like, I am super into wherever this goes, because I don't know where it's going, and that's a fun feeling to have, frankly. Especially such a long running series is something where you're guessing as to what's going to happen next. But that's Conan number 8. Conan has stabbed himself in the fucking chest, and I have no idea, or I would have no idea at this point where this next book was going to go. But it's going to have 2, I think, pretty great surprises on that front. But that will leave that for the next time I talk on Conan number 9. But I'll just leave you with the usual message of check out my books, Side Questers, Haxan 2, Side Questers, again, and 3-Panel Origin and 3PO Comics. All this stuff you can buy on my website, and I encourage you to do so. And I also highly recommend check out, if you love Conan, check out the Titan run.